Butterfly.
She's been acting crazy lately.
Why is she?
Pulling my hair. She has been. She's been pulling my hair and getting tangled up. And I'm like, girl, what's the problem? It's funny because I call it a her. I don't even know if it's a her. It's an object and I gave it a thing. Never named a car.
I know. Have you? Yeah, you have. And your bikes as well.
Yeah, I've named all my cars. Yep, I wish I for sure did. My red Ford F-150 was Melly. My gray Ford F-150 was Maximus Aurelius.
You're funny.
And my motorcycle is Boy Blue. And my first outing was Snoopy. And this new one is Joe Cool.
So, how did past week?
Oh, yeah. So I did VBS, right?
What is that?
All week. So VBS is Vacation Bible School. And it's my
It's called
favorite
vacation.
because the kids are in it's summer school.
Ah,
It's not summer
Summer
school,
school is-
summertime.
Yeah.
And they call it, yeah, school out. So we do it all week long. And used to when I was a kid, Vacation Bible School wasn't just going for a couple of hours. I never got to actually go to Vacation Bible School unless it was just a couple of hours. But some of my friends would go away to Vacation Bible School where they were gone for like a whole week. So we do the same thing at the church that I go to here. And they don't come stay the night though. We do it for 3 nights and they prepare for a whole month, but I only prepare Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So every day I got up and I went up to the church and got ready for whatever activities we had going on. We talked about getting in with the kids and I did arts and crafts, which they call rally. And then last year I was actually on a team with the girls, the older girls. We did the Coyotes. The older girls the oldest are like 12. They're like 9 through 12, I think. And then the younger girls are 6 through 12. And then the babies only show up if their parents are like volunteering and then they have childcare. So they call them the little foxes for all the kids that are under the ages of the actual teams. And then we have chipmunks, which are the little girls, and the little boys are badgers, and the big girls are coyotes, and the big boys are grizzlies. And then the youth group helps with the teams, with each team. Or different places at Camp Yuma, because that's what they call it, Camp Yuma. And yeah, it's cool. It's my favorite time because I like it. Last year I wanted to do arts and crafts, but they didn't let me do arts and crafts because the Coyotes needed an extra team member to be like helping with the girls. And by the time I left, they're Coyotes. The older girls are the Coyotes. No, the girls are, I love these kids, but they are like wild coyotes. They scream and yell. And by the time it's all down your throat hurts, and then I get to be disappointed because it's all over and now it's just time to clean up.
Sounds fun.
It is. If I was a kid, I'd want to go.
That sounds more fun than what we grew up doing. Because my religion was a mix of, I think, Seventh Day, some Christian stuff. Some guy just made the religion, and I'm named after him. Yeah. It was.
That's awesome.
No, it's not. We didn't.
I'm sorry.
We could celebrate Christmas. They didn't believe in that man-made holiday. Whatever. All
pagan holidays. Yeah.
Anyway, we didn't believe in relics like crosses or statues or anything, but they had a symbol. And growing up, I just hated going to church. It was very serious. It was very cliquey, very. And if you wanted to marry somebody, it had to be with a. But if you couldn't find anybody at this particular church, you have to go to another church, like a different location. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. No. That's culty.
Yeah.
Very culty. Looking back, working on Sundays. I started doing hair at Supercuts on Sundays, so that was like my excuse of not going to church. And honestly, you know what? The weird thing about it, I felt better as I didn't go.
Really?
So I didn't experience church like most people do. They like going to church for the service, the message, the spiritual at all. I didn't. We had to wear either a dress or a skirt, and the men and women had to sit separately. So
And church?
yes. So my mom, before she passed, she was like a devoted Sunday school teacher, and I just didn't really resonate with the whole vibe. Knowing that about her,
Hmm.
I just did not. I'm like, I didn't like wearing dresses when I was growing up. And the really fancy ones, not the cute ones, the fluffy floral, I was forced to wear those ones. Such
I,
me and my sister matched the dresses, but different colors. So we went to it. Okay. So that's what I
oh,
remember about church. And then looking back, there's like a lot of drama with other members because there was an organist that was like yelled at from somebody else's older sister. And I was like, this is wild. And
is this not
then,
Christ-like behavior?
and so that's why every time I think about it, I'm like, what was the point of all that? And then the people that taught, there was one guy that taught Sunday school or children's services, and he was so serious. I remember his kids are going to be kids. What was the point of being so serious and being so solemn? And then there was a few teachers that switched off, which I'm glad he didn't stay for a while. And there was another one that was like more manageable, more younger, and more like
Fun.
not as serious, but still get the work done. But so it's just, I don't understand the attitude and the perceptions. And I don't understand that. That's why now in my adulthood, I was like, I don't feel the same way about people that go to church. I don't feel that. That's why I'm so disconnected with when
Yeah.
people say, I'm not saying you, but just in general, like,
No. Yes. No, I understand because sometimes I like to say, "Oh man, I don't think I'm a good candidate to represent Jesus," because sometimes I've been doing regular stupid things.
no, it's not. And then like, it's just so
Like,
freaking serious. I didn't, like, I messed up on a prayer in front of everyone before.
can I ask a question? How do you mess up on a prayer? Like you had
I
to
did.
follow like you had
Well,
to follow
because
like
I
the
said they do it twice a year. And one year, me and my sister, we were in choir member, the children's choir member for one year. After that, we quit because I did not like the organist. I thought she was a total bitch. Because we were preparing for this big thing at the end of the year, and my legs would shake when we would march because I was nervous. I think I was like 8 or 9. I was like,
okay. Yeah.
and
Good
like, why are you
teenage.
shaking in front of it? And they just like all these like
Because I know.
all these call outs for no reason, like calling me out for no reason in front of everybody. And so as an adult, I went back to a church where the original people where I came from, but the church had moved, right? And I'm like, I was already in my 30s or 20s, and I was like, I see the same familiar faces that have their own kids,
Yeah.
but then they're older. And I'm like, I just, when you're a kid, you just remember how you felt about
In that moment.
what, yeah. So it scars you a little bit. It,
Um,
and how, if you see a someone, right? And maybe it was a small incident to them, but it was like a big incident to you. Let's just say, right? But then you remember how you felt
yeah.
with that person. And so that's how I
Mhm.
feel about that church.
Well,
They always
because
shame you.
see, okay, you're not supposed to shame when it comes to Jesus.
Like,
Okay.
and I'll tell you another story. So I have an uncle that's a dentist, but I don't go to him anymore. But when I did, his wife is my dad's cousin, my dad's first cousin. And so
Okay.
they would hold Bible study at their house. They would invite ministers, whatever. And so one time because I haven't gone to church in many years
Oh
already.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll go. And then this particular minister, there was a couple there, myself and my second cousin.
Mhm.
And he's basically said, or why are you here? Or basically just called me out, right? Just saying, he just basically called me out because I haven't going.
In
And I'm
church.
just like, yeah. And so my second cousin, my girl cousin, her friend was there and we just drove somewhere because I was crying. And I was just like, I'm not meant to. And then my dad found out who it was because I told my dad at the time. And I'm like, I don't know why they say this. Do you say these to people that try to come back, or they put shame on people who leave and maybe are interested in coming back but not here yet, and then you treat them
Yeah.
mean. So it's like, how are they going to come back then? They're not.
No, I'm listening to you and I'm like thinking like, I hope to God that if there was any visitors or anybody that has been in the church before that came back from this, that we didn't make them feel this way, or that I've never made anybody feel this.
Yeah.
See, I have a friend who is a Jehovah's Witness, and we have had Bible battle. And I say Bible battle because he knows when I first met him, I thought, oh man, this guy really knows his word. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're wrong. Okay, cool, that's what you believe. I'm not gonna speak against it. But I'm also not gonna tell you that you're wrong. And I'm like, just tell me this though. Okay. I was just curious at the time. I was like, how is it in the New Testament it says the rules are to love, to not judge, and to forgive? Those are the three things that are taught in the New Testament that are most important, right? Love, that you are to love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that neighbor is anybody, not necessarily your immediate neighbor, right? So if you're loving your neighbor as you love yourself, you're not shame yourself for doing something. You're not going to judge yourself harshly for making a mistake or changing your mind or trying something and it not working. You're supposed to treat people the way you want to be treated. I have a lot to learn and grow out because I try to be a good person, but I fail every day. But why would anyone want to be a part of any kind of, I'm going to say club, maybe it's a club, maybe it's a anything,
Yeah,
whatever it
an
is. If they
organization.
say, yes, okay, if you do this or this, you're kicked out, because in the Bible, God did not kick people out of being forgiven, because if you ask for forgiveness, then you're forgiven. And the Bible clearly states that once you ask for forgiveness, God no longer remembers, because it's as far as the east is from the west. I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, if you were trying to go back to church and you wanted to be maybe not a member of that church, but their intent was to be a member of that church, to talk like this or to ridicule you or to say mean, harsh things, that's not that's not showing the love of Christ. I don't ever remember Jesus being any type of ugly to people, with the exception of when he flipped the tables over in the synagogue because of what was going on in that particular time, which they were getting ready to do their yearly offerings and they were overcharging people for things. And he basically got mad because how dare you turn my father's house into a place of making money. Right. And that's the synopsis version of what was being done at that moment, because I just recall that he got mad and flipped the table. I'm just like,
Yeah, that's why I feel like I have to get in touch with God by myself and be more spiritual by myself instead of someone
mhm.
telling me that I have to do this, I have to do that because someone said so, and that's not even a fact. You don't even know if someone said this or wrote this or did that, when in fact they can be lying to me. I don't need someone to shame me, honestly.
Okay, but that's the whole thing, is they shouldn't be shaming you.
Yeah.
They should be loving you and asking, hey, how can I, my number one favorite question, hey, how can I pray for you?
It was just somewhere where I didn't want to be. Like, I was born into it. I
Mhm.
hate it, and my dad would always hate it because he wanted me and my sister to dress up for family photos in the house, so he takes pictures. And every time he would get mad because I would drag my feet, stomp my feet, and have to put on a fucking dress. It happened for years until we were preteen and he couldn't control us in that way.
Yeah.
But that's the main reason for me. And then one time I remember my cousin, we were living with my cousin at the time, maybe, I think. Or maybe we had just moved down the block. But anyway, I guess I was in church and I think he invited the youth group to come to his house. People my age, right? Some of them knew me because we did go to school together, but they're just very devoted church people, like very into the whole family and like everything. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to bring anything up. So a bunch of them came. We were just talking like non-church stuff. I didn't mention anything about the church. They didn't mention anything to me. So I was like, what is the point of them coming here? What is the point if you're not going to talk to me about the thing you want to talk about? Because damn well I'm not going to bring it up. Oh my God, my whole experience was just never aligning.
I went to Baptist church a lot when I was a kid, not because we're Baptist, not because I'm Baptist, but that's when my friends went to church. And so I wanted to be around my friends. So I went to church with neighbor. I wanted to be anywhere but at home growing up, right? So I'm like, no, we're going to Sunday school this evening. And I'm like, you better come home. I don't want to be there because it's chaos all the time, right? Home life was not my place. That's why I played volleyball, basketball, and softball. I wanted to cheer, but they wouldn't let me. Yeah. I was in high school. I was angry. Somebody at school made me really mad and they were trying to take a picture and I didn't want to take a picture. But somehow I ended up with having the picture still. But this is how I look when I'm mad. I was embarrassed that I found this photo. I should have burned it. But no, I didn't.
Yeah, you don't piss.
I was so mad. I was mad. The person taking the picture, I remember they were already giving me a hard time. They're a person I didn't like anyways. And I had class with them and he was like, take a picture with me. And I was like, I don't want to take a picture with me. Get away from me. I don't even like you. You know I don't like you. And I was like, I'm gonna take a picture anyways. And then when he printed them, he gave me the picture. And I was like, why? Well, mom says I look like this in a lot of pictures that she took. Okay.
Because she took pictures when you didn't want to take pictures.
Yeah. This is one of my all-time favorites. Let's see if I have it because I took a picture of the pictures when I found the box of pictures. I went to prom with one of the deaf ed kids that I knew. His name was Adrian. I was a sophomore, so I thought it was really cool. Oh man, he was such a cool guy. I took American Sign Language for 3 years in high school. And the deaf kids I love the deaf kids the best, right? Because they're very plain spoken and they would just say it like it is and it wasn't rude. And I was so cute when 2000. I was 15. I think. Spring. Yeah. I was 15. I've just been packing and going through stuff and like I made a box of stuff that belongs to my mom. Like, how do I have stuff that belongs to my mom that moved all the way to Georgia?
You probably didn't realize it.
And then I have a safe. Oh no, I didn't. But I made a box. It was her box anyway, so I made a box for her. Oh, I'm gonna ship that thing that we talked about. I found a box for it today. So it's gonna come in a file, like a pack of brown cubes. I'll pack your stuff to me. Finally, I found a box. Let's say this. I know that the universe does everything for a reason. And I've really been trying to figure out what's the real reason that I moved to end up in Georgia. I've spent almost $30,000 to move from Texas to Georgia, to turn around and move back to Georgia, to Texas. And the only thing I came out of it was shoe sales and a couple of good friendships, some really good friendships. But
yeah, it was probably a place for you to escape once in a while.
I was more gone than I was here in the 2 years that I was here.
Yeah, I understand. Things happen, right? Now you know better.
Bills.
You put boundaries up now.
Yeah, speaking of boundaries, yeah, I put some up. And you were talking about how people are shaming you. I went to dinner last night with the church friend and talking to her about everything. And I swear, I left there crying. And I felt worse instead of better. And completely judged.
It's really true what people say. You remember how they make you feel. Not really what they said.
When they said, please stay in contact with me. And I wanted to say,
no.
What about those things?
She's judging you because you quit your job and working and yeah.
Everything. There's a little bit. Give me a little bit of background on that. She's judging me because I put in boundaries with certain people in my family and
she judged
I Do you think that's a good idea? What if something happens? Okay, God's in control of everything, so we'll see.
I was shamed too when one time I talked to my mother's sister one time. We never really had a conversation outside of family gatherings. And this was when I was not talking to my dad. It was right before my wedding too. And she just said the craziest, to me, it was crazy. Oh, something about my arm and my leg. They're part of me or something like that. I'm like, and I felt worse on the call than I did going in because she wasn't really hearing me. She was judging me because I stopped talking to my father and my sister and basically saying, I don't know, she's Catholic, right? So she's saying all these Catholic, oh, they're like a part of your body, like your arm or something. I don't know, whatever. And I'm like,
If they're not,
I'm like, and I'm crying on the phone, trying not to hang up.
you're good. See, you are so good because you let her have her say and you didn't hang up. That makes you amazing.
But then I know I'm never fucking talk to her again
Kind of how I felt
in that
yesterday.
way.
Yeah.
The only reason why I talked to her was because she helped me pay a portion of the wedding that I was paying for myself. And I didn't ask for her help. She found out that my dad didn't help me through her sister-in-law, which is my uncle's wife, my mother's brother's wife. Okay. My aunt has a big mouth, the one that told her. And so my mother's sister found out that my dad wasn't helping me. And so she texted me and said, do you need help with paying for the wedding? And I just said, if you could help me, that would be great. I didn't ask for help. I just took the help because I knew my aunt had told her. So I took it. She offered to help me. So I took it. And so I thought maybe I could talk to her as far as confiding in her and in what's happening in my life. But it ended up feeling like she's shaming me and judging me. And this is not it. I'm not being heard because they don't know the context of which I have
Everything.
father and my sister. They don't know any of that. So what they know is what I'm telling them at the moment. And so they're basing all their whatever opinions on that. Because I would never go to them and tell them. Why would I go and tell them initially? Oh, they're going to tell me, oh, your dad's a good dad because he took care of me when your mom died. I'm like, okay, that's the bare minimum. You guys don't really
Don't get to the
understand.
side though.
You don't really understand the different generation like we talked about. I don't ever want to make someone feel like that. And it's hard being with family like that. So I just gave up and I'm like, I wanted to pay her back, but we'll just see if that happens. Because then I don't want to have to owe her anything or have her say something like, you know, I did this for you type of thing.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Did your dad go to your wedding? Did you invite your dad to your wedding?
Okay. So initially I did with my sister and my dad. And you know what I did? I rescinded their invitation. Meaning I took the invitation back. I told them, I said, no, you're not going. I'll have security guards there if you guys do come. You guys are not coming to my wedding. And these are the people that don't ask me why. They don't ask me why I'm not going to your wedding. Why? Because they know. They know why. They just don't want to admit.
No, yeah.
Same thing with
My mom didn't come. She got the invitation only because I mailed them out. So there was no rescinding my invitation. I should have.
I wrote down a letter to my sister and my father. I had written a letter. I said, if you come, I'm going to have security guards there. You're not invited.
My brother, my oldest brother, encouraged her to come. And this is what he said. He told me. I tried to tell mom to go to the wedding because I wanted to act like an ass at your wedding and ruin it for you.
Who said that?
My oldest brother. I don't know why he said that, but that's what he told me. He said, "Mom got they had because I sent them an invitation, but he wasn't included in the invitation. He was just staying at my mom's house with my parents at the time, right?" And then people are like, "How come you didn't invite her?" And I'm like, "Oh, I did. She just chose not to come." Chase. Yes. She chose not to come. And then she was like, "Oh, later. I'm so sorry I didn't come through." And I'm like, "It doesn't matter. No matter. I paid for my own
There's,
money
you know,
anyways."
something behind that. It's not just a casual, you just don't miss your daughter's wedding just because you don't feel like going.
But she also, to be fair, she also started a fight with me about one of my family members paying for the cake because you think that's your mom or whatever. It's like there's so many things to pay for a wedding. Pick something. You can pay for napkins, you can pay for invitations, you can pay for the cake, you can pay for the dress, you can pay for the bride, the groom's cake, you can pay for the DJ, you can pay for the food. There's so many things to pay for. What are you talking about? Just pay something, pay for it. I don't have any space to talk. My daughter hasn't, she's not married, but I probably won't get him into a girl. I'm a terrible mom. So that's who I put up boundaries, right? You know what? Right now it's time to. I haven't been talking to mom. As a matter of fact, when I talked to my mom last, she hung up on my face. So because she hung up, I said, "You know what? Block."
Sometimes,
And my daughter,
yeah, like people are like, oh, you just talk. No, you can't just talk to them.
there's no just talking to these people. You know how you're saying your aunts, oh, they're part of you. They are part of my life. Yes, this is true. And they're part of the core of my family. But also, I think boundaries are healthy to have because there's no sense in continuing to hurt yourself over and over and over and over again because that's what is happening
They
to
don't
me.
respect.
And I've always been told, you need to be the bigger person. You need to apologize. You need to extend the olive branch. You need to do the right thing. Well, you
And
know
that
what,
gets so
guys? I'm
tiring.
tired of doing the right thing. Yes. You know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not a carpet. I'm not a walking ATM. I'm not a punching bag. You don't get to have access to me if you can't respect me.
My dad and my sister
Respect's the
only
two
would
words.
only call me or text me if they needed something from me or I needed to help them with something because I'm the smart one.
Girl. Girl, same.
And I'm like,
My little brother texted me when I was in Italy and he asked if I was alive because we don't talk. And I'm like, yeah, I'm actually in Italy. And he was like, oh, yeah, prove it. So I sent him some cool pictures of scenery, right? He's like, yeah, Google AI, anybody can do that. And I'm like, what? He was like, take a picture of the hotel that you're at and the newspaper with the date. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing all that. I sent him a screenshot of my location on my map. Anybody could do that. I was just like, whatever, go kick rocks. I feel like I live in a and I'm just trying to cut them all off at one time.
yeah, they're jealous and they're haters for whatever fucking reason.
We talked about this the other day a little bit. What is it that people just can't be uplifting with one another, right? Like that friend that I had to put on block. Like, why do I have to block everybody? What did I do?
You didn't. You're doing you. And it's the crab mentality. Like if you're trying to climb up, they pull you down because they like where you're at, but they don't want you to do better than them or else they'll feel left out. And then that's where the insecurity comes on their part. So they pull you down. That's really what it is.
It's never judgment. It's
A
never,
little.
is it? Oh yeah, I never.
No, I'm kidding. Even if it, no, not really. No.
Even if it is, I wouldn't know because like I'm so harshly judged by the people that it's so light. I don't even notice.
You know what it is? I know what it's like to be like the black sheep. That's the only way I could describe it.
I will start. I will start texting you, "Hey, Baba."
I don't have that many friends here. I don't really relate to anybody. I don't. People don't want to hear the truth. But see, for me, I need to hear it even if it hurts because I don't want to waste time sugarcoating. If it's something that I need to do or change, tell me, even if I'm crying, even if my feelings hurt, because I'll get over the emotions. And then I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
I
yeah.
can self-regulate.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm done crying. Yeah, she had a good point. I do need to change my attitude with this. Yeah, you're right. My husband does it to me on a full time. But it's for my own good because sometimes we don't see how we are.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it comes from a place of like love and respect, then I can deal with it. But some people don't want to hear the truth. So people don't want to be honest with themselves. If you can't be honest with yourself, I don't know if we can be friends. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yes.
Because
Yes.
why am I'm not going to lie to you, but why are you going to lie to yourself? And I can't be, just can't do it.
Yeah. In that circle of, no, that's where I'm at now. Like, I look around and like, I really literally had to look and go, oh, yeah, because I've gotten rid of most of all my stuff. I might have, I don't know, I have a little corner of 4x4, 4x5, maybe 7x7 space where all my stuff is stacked. And then there's the stuff that's going to go in my car because I have to have that stuff with me. And then, yeah, the rest of it I've already given away. I had a box that had 36 pairs of shoes, and there was nothing wrong with these shoes.
You got rid of those shoes or you packed them away?
I did. No, there was 36 pairs of shoes in that box, and there I gave them all away.
Well,
I just emptied the box. You know what? I don't need these shoes. I haven't worn them in over 2 years. So if I haven't worn them in 2 years, why do I need them?
yeah.
Just get rid of them. I have 250 hangers, and I had just redid my closet before I moved to Georgia. So all the clothes that went hanging were on hangers. Dark clothes were like color coded. This is ridiculous stuff that I've done. And then I went upstairs and I kept 35 wintertime sweaters. Red jacket that I've had. It's a nice coat, but I didn't wear it in the last 2 years. So
just let it off.
let it go.
Just let it go. Yeah.
I did. I did that with a lot. A lot of the clothes just donate, and the what little clothes that are left are. I have 4 totes of clothes. I have 3 totes and 1 chest of clothes. That's it. And then my suitcase that has the clothes that I've been having with me. And I was really thinking this is probably all the clothes I actually need, the clothes that have been with me. But then there's some clothes that, again, wintertime clothes. I didn't have all my wintertime clothes with me. But that's what I'm gonna do. Just right now, all this stuff is gonna go in storage until I figure out what I'm doing next. And I don't know what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all that stuff in storage and I'm gonna drop the keys off with Kasha, and she's gonna be responsible for the storage unit. That's it. And then not responsible, but if I need something out of there, she'd go get it for me. And I have everything labeled nice and neat. So there's like all the kitchen stuff says kitchen.
Yeah.
And then when I figure it all out, then I'll go get it out of storage and then I'm done with it. And I was thinking that once I do unpack it, because I have to unpack it at some point. I might leave it in storage forever. Once I unpack it, whatever season it is, I'm gonna unpack that box and put that stuff out. Anything and that did not get used, throw it away. Or give it away. Not throw it away, but get rid of it because why keep it? What's the point?
Yeah. Let's talk about underwhelm for a little bit. I've been feeling underwhelmed for a week.
Okay.
And I'm just dealing with my own. Yeah.
Okay.
But about big Zoom. Yeah. Just underwhelmed.
I know this feeling.
Yeah. But I had my period last week, so that didn't really help. And just figuring out my next steps.
Yeah.
There's a few things I want to redo. And I have an idea of a community helping ambitious mom, like support or something. Not necessarily about the business or like what they're doing, but like how they're like navigating with it with like life and everything. I just feel like there needs to be a container of some sorts dealing with life and trying to build something alongside.
Yeah. I mean, monotonous at times. Like I've done all these things to achieve these things, and it doesn't look like the way I planned it. I worked so hard to achieve this thing. I put in double time effort. I was losing sleep to achieve this level, and then I didn't, and then I stuffed my feelings down because I dare not complain or whine, or I don't like to be. I try not to be a needy friend. I try not to like text or cry or feel like I need support. I try to be the one that's, yeah, cool. I'm actually, what do you mean? Not that I go out of my way to not feel it because I just want to, but I like to do that by myself. To do it alone. I think it was, it might have been you and Fernando when my man passed away. Or times I'd lost it completely. And I never said it, but I was like, oh, I'm embarrassed. I couldn't stop crying. I'm a loser.
You're not a loser.
No, I know, but crying for me was always
Because you never,
if they used to call me a crybaby when I was a kid. Because whether I was mad or got my feelings hurt, either way, I cried. I'm like, oh, you're such a crybaby all the time crying.
because you
But shit
never
made me cry
express it
more.
any other way.
I didn't. I wasn't allowed to express it. Express. What's that? You shut up. You don't get to have feelings. You go to your room and get out of my face. Or my favorite line was, what are you crying for? And you can't really say what you're crying for because they're just going to yell at you for crying. And they're saying, oh, I'll give you something to cry for. Now, I'm not going to say that I did any better. I just would be like, I don't understand crying. Go to your room and cry. And when you're finished crying, come back and talk to me because I don't understand crying. I didn't understand crying because I was never really allowed to cry. And even as an adult for a very long time, I just didn't.
Crying is very natural.
Well, no.
Because with kids, they cry because they don't want to express the thing that they're feeling. Cry because they're upset, right? So that's just innate, instinctual. I felt like I needed talking to. Well, I couldn't do it so much, but that's why I reached out to my other friend from Australia, or I was because we were supposed to. So with her, we're supposed to do this 90-day social media posting, and I'm doing terrible. That's another reason why I texted her, and she's a really good friend as far as because she deals with a lot of shame too with herself growing up, and so she really likes. She's a coach, so she helps women, or her coaching business is she's starting it up. So she's really sensitive, not sensitive, but really wants to understand where you're coming from. And so I just felt, I could talk to her about that. Yeah. She's a mom of 4. Okay. And we're like the same age. And she's a single mom too. So she's divorced. But she's really sweet. And so she gets me, and I just, and I'm not trying to dwell on it, but it just hurts. It just kind of hurts because it's not the way you wanted to, and I get it. It's temporary, and I could do something about it. But in a moment, I sit with my feelings and deal with it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of.
I need to apply to more accounts. I've only applied to 2. Just I needed a break, and I had a great vacation, right? Because I needed a vacation. I deserved a vacation. But then I came to Atlanta to get my stuff, and like the first week I got here, I think like on Wednesday, and so I was just like, oh my gosh, and I was tired, and I was still trying to get my sleep pattern. And then I started going through everything down here, and then next thing I know, it's last week was our VBS, and now we're in the last week of June. Where did the whole month go? And I only managed to do 2 random videos this whole time. What?
Put your energy into your priorities, right?
I did. And VBS was a priority for me.
Yeah.
It really was. And trying to work with my financial advisor. It's so many phone calls. Do you want to do it this way? How are you going to do this? What about this? And what about, I'm like, I could have swore I answered all these questions on the first call. Why are we having this call again? Why do I have to have this call again? And I get annoyed, but I know it's because it's obvious I didn't do something right on the first call. And that's when there's second call and the third and fourth call.
And you know what? You're just figuring them out now that you're not working corporate. You're just dealing with yourself now. And you have to move out and do all the stuff, the packing and shit like that.
I had to purge. In order to start packing, I had to first start purging. And I spent days doing that before I was doing VBS. So like during the day when I wasn't helping get ready for our VBS, the other days, I applied to the 2 accounts early on in the week and the month. And then I have for real been going through my stuff down here. I didn't realize I had so much stuff here. Like a whole house, a whole 2-bedroom duplex worth of stuff. I just gave away the couch today. I'm giving away most of everything. I love the couch. It's my little IKEA couch.
And you're gonna move.
Yeah, Saturday. Saturday the move will be
going in Texas. Where are you gonna stay? Friend?
Ooh, caution. Her name's Caution. I don't even want to be in her way. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go stay in Austin. Seriously, a split pad.
Is it like Airbnb?
Yeah, it's like a house that they rent out the rooms.
Oh,
and then you have a communal living area. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's different than similar.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I need to find one that has like its own bathroom because I don't want to share bathroom. But again, I could go stay with my friend Amber or I could go stay with my friend Aaliyah, but I just don't want to. I kind of need my own space right now. I just need to be alone, but I don't want to have to rent a place and have to sign a lease.
That's fair. Fair.
I really just don't know. And I'm okay with not knowing. That's okay. I'm okay with not knowing what's next. I want to be in my own space so I can do things, whatever I need to do, and not be around anybody. I need complete alone time.
That's good. You need it. You don't want to be obligated to somebody else's space.
No.
At least right now, since you're all packed and moved. If it was like for a day or two, it's fine. But now you're like officially gonna leave Georgia. I know what you mean. You can finally feel good about
Yes.
nothing's holding.
Because then I know I have to come back.
Think of it that way. Just a couple more days and you'll be gone. You won't ever have to come back. Final goodbye. Farewell. Adios, amigo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I like it. Go away. Not going away mad. I'm just going away. Just going away.
You're just moving on. You're just next chapter.
Yeah. Emphasis.
What is that?
It's one of our assignments. Well, our first assignments from the program.
What is it?
You're supposed to write 50 things you value about yourself.
Is that from She Launches?
54 overachieving as usual.
I get it. I guess you could
More
appreciate it. So
I'm not gonna say I guess. I know that you're an overachiever. You really are.
who, me?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. You are definitely an overachiever. That's why we're friends. If you weren't an overachiever, I wouldn't want to hang out with you.
Why? Because
That's me being as ruling off. Yeah, I don't kick it with people who are not on my level, right? You have to want to be your best. And if you're not want to be your best, then I don't want to be around you because then you're gonna want me to not want to be my best. And I can't have that. I want to be my best all the time. And so I'm gonna encourage you to be your best. And I'm never gonna downplay how you're feeling of any kind. I'm the friend like, oh, you're mad, I'm gonna be mad with you. Who? How dare they? You want me to kick their ass? Oh, kick their ass. No? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. We don't want to kick their ass. No. We're just gonna let them have the day they deserve. Yes, okay, I'm that friend.
That's funny.
Yes. Or you could call me and say, so and so did, man, how dare they? They're wrong. I'm just gonna automatically take your side, no matter what. I need your insight or I want your honest opinion. Okay, then I will. But I'm always gonna be the friend that's ready. I'm a Swiss Army knife friend. Are we gonna go kick somebody's ass? Are we going to go have brunch? Are we going to make new friends? We're going on vacation. What are we doing? Tell me. Because I'm easygoing and I'm all about harmony. I like to be in harmony with people.
Yeah, that's also a downfall as well.
Be in harmony with people, yes. But I don't like friction. I would rather just
Yep.
remove
But-
me. But for me, when there's friction, oh, you know what the best thing to do when there's friction for me? Let me just remove myself. I'm just gonna remove myself, and then nobody friction. I don't have to worry about it no more. Fine, I take care of it. So I eliminated myself. So so you can go on and you can be happy with doing whatever it is that you're doing, and then you can't blame me because I'm not around to be found. I'm gone. Just
Such a
by the way. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine that you say that because even though I'm very much like that, I'm not afraid to tell somebody, "Hey, you're pissing me off." And I just would rather be like, "This is what it is." I weigh my options very much. Is this really going to be worth me saying how I feel, or is it better just not say anything and walk away? Because if it's not serving me, why do you even care? Like, why even invest any energy there if it's not serving you? So that is how I now see the things about worth saying the thing. Is it, no, I don't want to disturb my peace. It's not about you. It's not about pissing you off as much as it's, oh, it's going to take me out of my space. I don't feel like being angry. I can just skip. I'm going to skip out. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to shut that mouth and zip them lips and go on about my business.
Yeah, sometimes necessary just to just be quiet and just
Not say nothing. Walk away. Yeah, walk away. Also, I'm not good. I know how to have the hard conversations. I'm just not good at going, sit down. We need to have this hard conversation. I had to do a hard conversation earlier like this. So I sent my cousin a text message and says, "Will you order this today so it'll be here before I go, please, and thank you." So the thing that I'm referring to is a 1.5-gallon Brita water filter. I brought it here. There was nothing wrong with it. I came home one day while I've been gone. It has a hole. I didn't know it had a hole. I'm filling it with water. I had no idea. I go to move it and it is water all over.
was that the first time you used it?
It's the first time I used it since I've been back, and it shouldn't have had a hole in it. It didn't have a hole when I left. I don't know how it got broken, but in my head, if it was me and I broke it, I'd have just bought a brand new one before you got here. So you never even know it was broken. But it has been said to me twice. Whenever I came and I found out it was broken, oh, I've been meaning to order a new one. Never ordered a new one while I was here.
So that means they
And
was
then,
used while you were gone.
yeah, but I don't care it's being used. It's in the refrigerator. It's to filter the water so we don't have to go buy bottled water. Right? Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. But if you break it, then just buy a new one. That's what I would do. I accidentally broke a plate and I bought a whole brand new set of plates.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean by set of plates.
You break the thing and you didn't buy a new one, and then says
Some
to me,
people are not as considerate as you think they would be.
okay, but you don't also get to say, oh, I'm going to buy a new one.
And don't do it.
When,
Do it now.
well,
I gotta just press a button. Because
I've sent text. And I'm just going to say this. When I bought that one, it was $60, and right now it's $37 on Amazon. So it's much cheaper than what I paid for it.
I don't know.
So I've been disappointed with so many things. And I'm just disappointed that I got judged for telling the truth to what I thought was my friend. And I'm not saying that she's going to be rude to me or it just, the whole thing is you shouldn't make people feel judged if you're supposed to be their Christian friend. You're not supposed to judge them. It's not even a place to judge. It's not my place to judge either. And I'm not mad, but it did hurt my feelings and made me feel awful.
She's gonna say you want to
Drove home crying. No, I'm not gonna keep in touch.
No, girl.
I'm not keeping in touch.
Been in touch, okay?
The people that, here's the thing, there are people that are here that I'll keep in touch with, but we're really close.
And honestly,
And we have been close.
And honestly, those people that they don't realize what they're doing. They don't realize what they're saying because they've been so brainwashed, thinking that we need to keep family together all the time. They're just indoctrinated in that way to think that the abuse is okay. Why keep in touch with people who are supposed to be your family, who gaslight you, who dismiss you, who judge you, who shame you, and it's okay? You're telling me it's okay. And I'm the being one being shamed. No, generational trauma is broken.
Yes, and I have been doing that. And that's the other thing that I was thinking about. It's funny you said it because you and I talked about this. We get to be the first ones to change the way things are. And so a lot of times while we're over here trying to make the best choices to bring our kids up different and change things at the same time, we're constantly being judged by other people
I
because we're
don't
not
care
doing it their
anymore.
way.
I don't care. I've been judged my whole life.
Me too. It doesn't bother me. It's just it's disappointing to know that it's
But you're going through it in real time right now, and I'm not. So it's hard to live it in real time because it's a lot of emotions. That's a lot of things, right? It's a lot. But after a while, you'll feel better. It'll be the best decision you've ever. Hindsight is 2020, right? So it may feel like icky or hard or emotional, but once they're not in your presence, you'll have a lot of peace.
yeah.
And that's what I've learned. You get to focus
Mhm.
on things that need more focus on, like on yourself and getting a job for one, or just
Mhm.
like sitting with yourself and just being with your own thoughts and figuring out what you really want instead of anybody trying to tell you different.
Yeah. I know this. I'm gonna get my Jordan Peterson book and read it again.
Oh, you got one of his books? I
Yeah.
I want to take his classes. He made his own university.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
He made
Jordan
his own.
Peterson.
He made his own school, online school. It's $500 a year, and you get to learn from all his peers.
I love him.
Yeah,
Someone asked me one time because I said I love him. They were like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Yeah, it's my old man crush."
I think he's been sick for a while, but I think he might be doing better.
Oh no.
I haven't read it yet.
My brother gave it to me, and it really helped. Like when I went through my divorce, me and my little brother were still really close, and at that time, it was really good because he introduced me to Jordan Peterson, and he said, "Don't take my word for it." And I listened to Jordan Peterson hard and heavy for like 18, 19, and all of 20. So for 3 years, I was like indoctrinated by him, as we like to say. But it's not, he's very wise. He's so smart. And it really opened my eyes to a different level. And my brother gave me his 12-step book. I can't think of the name of it, but
I love.
Jordan
I
Peterson.
saw his interview with a person, and I just love how inquisitive he is. Like how he wants to know exactly how your thinking process is. He really wants to know how you think.
It's Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life.
Okay.
And one of those things that he said in one of the, not in the book, but in one of the many things that I watched, I have a YouTube thing that is nothing but Jordan Peterson, like the little the file or of nothing but Jordan Peterson. And one of them, he said, if your room's not clean, you need to clean your room. And then you need to sit on your bed in the quiet and think and listen to your thoughts and get
Because
down to
like
the bottom of
because
them.
your physical is clean, now your mind can be clean or clear. Because it's a
So
reflection. Your external is just a reflection of your inner world. So
yes,
or
and so
vice
I'm over
versa.
here working out everything and trying to get rid of everything. I was like, at first, there were some things as I was going through it. I cried because I was having a hard time letting go of them. And then all of a sudden, it's like I got a burst of energy. It doesn't even matter. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. And then, like, I like to be on a doom scroll late at night lately. I think you see me sometimes. You see me on
Yeah,
when
you
I'm on a
text
doom
me.
scroll, and I'm
It's
like,
like I went to bed like at 1 and you text me because that's like 3 or 4 your time. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
she's up
yeah,
early.
yeah, on a doom scroll. Like I couldn't sleep. Just go. But it's not the same as doom scrolling as it used to be. But also again
The
because
algorithm, like depending on what you like, the algorithm will give. Yeah.
yeah, thank God, right? I really needed the growth thing. And I ran across one the other night that said, now is the time that if you're going through stuff and you're basically purging everything out, don't get overly attached to the things that you're trying to get rid of.
We'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's it's gonna be fine because everything's working out for us. The universe is working it out.
You have your
I believe you.
now it's just getting back on track and focusing on you, what you need to do. Now you have no distraction or excuse.
Almost done living, so all excuses out the window.
Yes.
Getting some space that I really like.
You're getting more space in your mind too. You're making room.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
Have